Your camera's not quite aligned.
Oh, bummer. Okay, here we are. Welcome to Basement Dad's Pinball Podcast, where we talk everything entertainment. That's books, board games, movies, music, and of course, pinball. My name's Extra Paul. We've got George here too, of course. Look at us. We'll be your hosts for this episode, so hold on to your banisters, kids, because we've got a heck of a show for you.
Heck yeah. And this is part 3, right, Paul?
Part 3. Finally wrapping it up here. So where did we leave off last time? We discussed Rush. Did we also discuss the next one in line, which would be James Bond?
We did both the 60th anniversary edition and the standard 007 release, the Cornerstone.
Okay. All right. So just to review, because it's been some time since we started this whole thing. What else do we... so we're going to obviously cover the pins here. But what else have we been discussing in previous episodes with this kind of stuff?
So we ask a series of questions, I think, about each game. Something like, how does it work for the competitive player? How does it work for the home purchaser? And how does it work for the or how well is the game designed or built for casuals?
Yeah, I think we had something like that in there. And then also, like, was there anything unique about it?
Right. Yeah.
Any controversies or anything like that? So I think I have a picture of that
Okay.
somewhere. Oh, yeah, I
And in
do.
the meantime, while you're looking for that picture, heads up, everyone. Squalido, Kiwi Frenzy, Wicked City Gaming, Sound of a Tone, welcome. Y'all, this is one of our irregular streams. A, it's on a Wednesday night. We don't normally do that. B, I have turned off all alerts. What we're doing here is we're recording a podcast live. We will stop every once in a while to check in on chat, answer some questions as we're going through. But this format is a little bit different than how we typically run streams. So please bear with us as we try and get through some content. You'd think getting through 8 pinball machines would be super easy, barely an inconvenience. But my guess is this is going to take the full 2 hours, if not longer.
Yeah, knowing us, we like tangents and running off course here quite a bit. Historically, anyways. Sometimes we've kept it super tight, but I did find our previous notes. So, what was unique about it, and how would we generally rank it? We're not going to do a strict ranking system or anything like that, but how would you rank it for casuals, tourney, and progression, which is pretty much what you summed up. And then also just any general impressions, and kind of like I said, with any controversies or anything unique about each pin. So, what is next on the list after the James Bond and then James Bond 60th Anniversary Edition? Well, that one would be Foo Fighters, Jack Danger's debut.
Foo Fighters.
His debut cornerstone, anyways, because he did come out with a home pin with Jurassic Park prior to that. So, Foo Fighters. Thoughts on Foo Fighters, George?
First, I had to go to the archive. To the vault to pick this one up. So it's not being manufactured anymore. It has been moved to the vault, meaning they could bring it back and generate additional pinball machines if they wanted to, but we're not sure.
Yeah, and this is our most recent Spike 2 that is now vaulted.
Yep.
Everything else on our list here after this point will be on the main list, which kind of makes sense. It's almost surprising that Foo Fighters is on the vault list as well. Because, I think both Bond and the 60th even are still on main. Somehow.
Well, it Bond 60th even?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I have at least here on.
Okay. We'll double check that.
My spreadsheet might be wrong.
But Foo Fighters, I'm gonna throw it back at you. Paul, what did you think of Foo Fighters?
I thought it was awesome, actually. I'm a huge fan of the Pro. I have way more time on the Pro than the Premium, but that's usually me in a nutshell, is that I prefer the Pro version of most
of the games.
Yeah, most of the games. So the upper playfield really didn't do a whole lot for me, but it is cool. Don't get me wrong, but that's kind of it, right? I mean, you get an actual sculpt with the Overlord.
Sure, the sculpt is cool, and it moves around a little bit.
And the dead post.
Dead post.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That. Yeah, but you just automatically get a ball save on the Pro. So
so the Pro plays easier.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So just to round out the rest of the team here, so who was on the coding department? That's kind of just how I have it labeled here. I know these aren't necessarily coders. Sometimes they're rules guys. But for Foo Fighters here, we have a team of 2 between Raymond Davidson and Tanyo Kleiss.
Oh, wow. I think I knew it was Tanyo. I'm glad you said that, because Tanyo, who did Deadpool, did a fantastic job on that game. And yeah, I think Foo Fighters is a great game. Artwork was completely smashed. Like it's beautiful. It's Zombie Yeti. It's busy, as I know a lot of people either love or hate. And the code on it is super fun. It's very easy. It's very straightforward to figure out what's going on. I love how, once again, just like Deadpool, there's a series of lights and some sort of a design that makes it really easy to figure out how you're going to go about through progressing in the game. There's very little question as to what you've completed, be it the locations you have to go to, the mini wizard modes, the fact that Overlord is lit or not, the fact that you have the action figure with different components that end up being lit up. And I think if I remember correctly, there's even a place to keep track of how many of the multi-balls you've made it through. I could be making that up though.
Yeah, I mean that would be the Overlord lights above the cities in the center there.
Sure.
At least for Overlord, right? Yeah, there's other multi-balls too. Are those just wizard modes? It's been so long since I've played it.
Oh, well, they did add in the multi-ball having to do with combos, with the Combotron.
It's Area 51. Area 51 multi-ball,
and Area 51.
And then Overlord. Those are the two main multi-balls. And then, yeah, you get Combotron in there as well, which wasn't added till
much later.
Yep. But yeah, now that I'm pretty sure we've got to be at 1.0 plus.
I think
at this point, if it's vaulted, right? You'd hope so.
Yeah, you'd hope we'd be. Let's just double check. Game code 1.03. So we are at production release.
Sweet.
Past production release, actually.
So yeah, outside of that, the Dead Post is definitely it's a one of a kind. On this machine, we hadn't seen anything like it before, and haven't seen anything like it since. I mean, I guess maybe with the new Star Wars, with the magnetic thing, but
sure.
that's a different animal.
Yep. Also, that's Spike 3. I feel like we can't talk about Spike 3.
Right, but also, I guess another thing that makes this game unique is those in-lane stand-up targets.
Oh, nice for shatzing.
Yeah. I mean, you can get it without shatzing, but yeah, those will multiply your next shot. So yeah, lots of multipliers on this game too. You can get up to, is it 3x with the right orbit?
I don't know, only because I don't know that I've ever purposefully played this game for points.
Sure.
I've entirely played this game for progression, which is a very fun time. Perfect segue, though. What do you think about this game for competition, Paul?
I think it's great for competition. That right ramp is very elusive for a lot of people. So in some sense, I guess there's a little bit of a trade-off. We were saying that the premium is a little bit harder because you have to physically save the ball with the dead post, whereas on a pro, if it drains down the left out lane, then you just automatically get a save.
Right.
But for Area 51 multi-ball on a pro, you have to hit that right ramp 4 times, right? And then on a premium, you could potentially hit it up there once, and depending on what you do in
the upper playfield.
Yep. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I think it's going to be about 50-50 because I don't think that upper playfield, there's not a whole lot to do up there, and that's on purpose. They didn't want to make it so you're just up in the upper playfield all day.
Yeah. Some upper playfields you can remain up there for quite a while. Actually, that's one of the knocks on Harry Potter is that upper playfield you can stay up there for quite a while if necessary.
Okay.
I don't feel like I ever came across that situation where I wasn't actively working for something and then had to let it drain. When I was up there, it felt like I was always up there with purpose, trying to hit certain things or light certain things or get into my multi-ball while I was up there. Mm-hmm. I know the pro actually plays nice, quick. It's a bit more brutal in a sense, but I actually really like the upper playfield on the premium I had for a while.
Okay, I don't know. I think my favorite feature on the game is actually the drop targets and then the stand-up target.
Right behind it.
That's right behind it. Yeah. I love all the van mods and just how it's all designed in general. And then how those drop targets are used in DC, the DC Mini Wizard mode.
Right. Yeah.
As well. So, I don't know. Overall, I'm actually a huge fan of this game. I haven't been playing it as frequently as I did when it came out, and I'm not really sure why. I think my attention's just been drawn to older stuff lately, which is, more like Creature from the Black Lagoon, my own game with Jungle Princess. I guess I didn't make it, but it's my first game that I ever bought is what I mean by my own game. I like the theming of it too. It's a band pin, but what are you going to do with the band pin from any other band pins that we've seen before? It's pretty much just like an
homage to the band.
Here's the songs that this band sings.
Right. Not a whole storyline. Not something so thematically, I don't know, awesome, creative. Like there's so much here, and I know they worked with the band in order to get approvals and get them all incorporated into the game in different ways. But I think you nailed it. Like this is a Foo Fighters pin, but it's also a really cool music battling aliens game. Like it has a story to it.
Yeah, there's I wouldn't say it's like a fully fleshed out story or anything, but it's got the structure of a story, right? I mean, there's
the bad guy over here with the cool voice, and you're constantly fighting him. Not again. That guy, like it's cool.
No, it is cool. There's like this Saturday morning cartoon vibe to it. Mm-hmm. You have this Mechazoid thing that you can put together, which is displayed as an action figure toy on the playfield.
Yep.
So just the little bits and pieces that they put in there, I think, just really added to the lore of the band.
Sure.
Is that the right word?
I think so. Yeah. It added to because that's what a Foo Fighter is, right? It was that like ball of electricity that fighter pilots in World War II talked about trailing their planes. Like it's a before the Foo Fighters band created their band and called themselves the Foo Fighters, it actually was a word that represented kind of a unique phenomenon in coming out of World War II.
Gotcha. I don't know. The other hugely unique thing that we briefly have already discussed is the Combotron system. So there are 6 main shots on the playfield. The crossover shot all the way over on the left.
Such a cool shot, by the way.
Yeah, so it's a jump ramp, right? It goes curves underneath the left ramp, and then jumps over
across the
playfield into this little U-turn thing that goes underneath the right ramp and feeds your upper flipper.
Mm-hmm.
And then so of course the left ramp as well for moving from left to right. Then you have the upper loop followed by the upper ramp, which is a little bit of a switch. Normally with games with an upper flipper in the past, I think most of the time you'll see those flip-flopped. So the if you're looking at it, I guess from bottom to top, your bottom shot on Foo Fighters here is the orbit, whereas on most games it's a ramp, and then the upper
repeated
shot,
in D&D, by the way.
Or did they do that in D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure did. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, that's 4 down. Crossover, left ramp, loop, side ramp. Center spinner it would be the next one, followed by the right ramp and the right orbit for your 6th shot. So each shot is there's a 7th one too. Where's the 7th one?
Really?
Yeah, because there's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think there's just 7 and you miscounted because you said them all.
Okay. Yeah. They're represented by this like atom hexagon looking symbol all over the playfield. So yeah, I just miscounted because there's 6 sides to a hexagon, but there's a dot in the middle as well for your 7th one. So if you hit one shot, then that's one dot, and it'll then for your combo, you got to get at least 2 shots, right?
Yep.
So on the screen, it'll connect those dots. And after you snag at least a 2-way combo, the game's not going to call it a combo unless you finish it by hitting the Overlord. And once you do a combo, hit the Overlord 6 different times. That's how you start Combotron. It might not be worth all that much if you just did 2 ways the whole time, but
there's opportunity there.
Yeah. And then Combotron can potentially be enormous if you're getting a big flow on it.
Sure. So we talked about competition play. How do you think it plays for casuals?
I think it's going to be great for casuals as well. It's just because of how straightforward it is.
Right. Easy to follow progression. You got this nice little triangle or pyramid over here. There's a lot of lights on the playfield. Once again, very similar to Deadpool. Also a fantastic game for casuals. I think this follows that path beautifully. Yeah, I think it's great for casuals. On top of that, who doesn't know Foo Fighters?
Right. What do you think about for progression, though?
So, I actually really enjoy this game for progression, despite the fact that I never beat it. It's a lot of fun. There's 6 different cities you have to go visit. After 3, you get to choose either Austin or DC as your mini wizard mode. You have then you go through the other 3. You do the other mini wizard mode. You also have to go through all 3 levels of Overlord, and you have to complete the I don't know what this thing's called again. Hold on. It is the Foobot. So you have to finish putting together the Foobot.
Okay.
And lastly, you have to start. It's not a multi-ball, but there's a mode where you like dial in the station over here on the left.
I think
Overdrive.
Sonic Radio.
Sonic Radio. Thank you. Yeah.
Do you also have to do what's the one with the targets? I forget the name of it.
Like something over here with
the
van
it's
targets?
Stand-up targets that are all over the playfield. There's 4.
1, 2, 3, and maybe this little side one.
Yep.
I don't know about I don't think, at least when I had the game, that was part of the requirements there in order to make it to battle Overlord.
Right, but it plays a chippy monkey wrench when you start.
Oh, right. What? Maybe that just happens naturally every time I played, and I never had to worry about it. But maybe I never purposefully ever went for those targets. But who knows? Yeah, that actually could be a requirement to get there.
I bet it is.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's kind of a mini wizard mode too, of sorts.
It's well, the chiptune thing is just a what's it called? Where every hit or spin, it's a frenzy. There we go.
MacGruber's
Bot frenzy. That's it. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, chat, for that. I do also want to take a moment just to talk about. I don't know how far in depth we want to go here, but the cities themselves, the modes themselves. There's 6 of them that you can choose from, right off the bat.
Right.
And they're all very unique.
Yep.
There's no 2 modes that are very similar to one another.
Once again, we've got Ray Day on the code. Ray Day, who just did Rush. And if you were here for episode 2 or part 2 rather, of the Spike 2 End of an Era, we focused a decent amount of time talking about the fact that all of those modes were entirely unique. We got kind of a breakdown at one point while you and I were both streaming with Ray Day in the chat, breaking down how each of those modes, how it related to the band, how the color coding related, how it linked up to the song in particular. And likewise, as you're pointing out here, each of these are unique. That, once again, makes progression super fun on this game. It's not just hit the blinking lights over and over again. So it's not, in fact, that was a major drawback, in my opinion, of Mandalorian, is that the standard modes are just, you just got to go hit wherever those modes are. They don't feel like unique mini games you play every time.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything else that we want to cover on Foo Fighters here?
Checking up on chat. I know Dice was a huge fan. Dice thought it got the badass seal of approval, 10 out of 10, and a great game to teach amateurs on. AJ F. Clark saying Foo Fighters crossover shots are its best and worst feature, so dependent on being set up right on location. And that's a really good point. The Foo Fighters at Pinball Jones almost never makes it on the crossover shot.
I know.
It almost always comes back. Do you know...
It's more of a copy thing, in my opinion.
Sure.
I've tried to pitch it up, pitch it down, just every which way, and only very rarely can I get it to work. The game does have some issues. I know that Game Exchange handed out Mylar for a heavily
like the middle of the playfield,
damaged area on the game. So when you plunge the ball, the ball is actually going to become airborne. It's your shooter lane is kind of a jump ramp of sorts itself. So when it becomes airborne, it actually is gonna on most copies, it's gonna hit that wire form under like the bottom side of that wire form and just slam into the playfield right there. So there is a small amount of damage on our copy at Pinball Jones, right where the alien head is.
I see it.
Underneath that wire form. Yep, and that's exactly where it's happening. And so I discovered it while I was cleaning the game one day, and brought the other Paul, our other tech there, over to take a look at it, and he was like, "Oh, well, shoot." So he already had stockpile of Mylar, and then like a week later, we got a kit from Game Exchange to fix it. So I actually took a spacer and propped up that wire form quite a bit higher, so the ball's not actually slamming into the bottom of the wire form like that. Just so it could make it up to the playfield, or all the way up to that side ramp unimpeded.
Yeah.
And make it all the way around, because that was another issue as well out of the box, is that, this isn't on the plunge. It's supposed to go
all the way around if you full plunge it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now that's cool. Yours does that consistently. It always seems like it might not, because it hesitates right about here, but it makes it.
Yep.
I swear, it just barely makes it, but it makes it 100% of the time. So, this game, I never had an issue. I think I got lucky. I got an early premium, and man, it played perfectly out of the box all the time. Never ran into one of the few, I feel like, Stern pinball machines where I had not one issue with it.
Yeah, I fully believe that that's going to be a copy type of thing.
Right.
I don't know. It's the crossover shot that that was mentioned before in chat here. The problem is not the ramp itself. I don't think, anyways. It's that U-turn.
Yeah.
Up at the top
here.
Next to the Overlord, and that's kind of a difficult area to work on. You have the Overlord
And the ramp
toy there. I guess it's it's not a sculpt on the Pro like we have. But it's still like a big kind of area. You have the habit rail above it. You have the ramp above it as well. So it's not super easy to adjust.
Have you shoved the caterpillar through there, or is this too tight for the caterpillar even to wax it?
The pin snake?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, the pin snake fits in there.
Okay. So you've waxed it, you've done all the things, you've pitched it, you've played around with it, and for whatever reason, 75% of the time, the ball just always comes back around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on my list, but I'd rather. It's kind of bottom of my list as well. I'd rather get our Black Knight 2000 like working the way I want it to. I'm tempted to tell you what my goal is, but we're not here about Black Knight 2000. We're here for Spike 2 and the next
Part
game
3
on the Part 3. Next game on the list. I didn't say the date before. That was February of 2023 for Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Next game that came out was in July of 23 with Venom.
Venom.
Design team here would be Brian Eddy for playfield and game design. Our coding department here for this game would be Corey Stepp, Dwight Sullivan, and Raymond Davidson again.
Oh, Venom.
Yeah. So, what makes the game unique? Well, it's a pretty wide open play field. That's kind of unique about it compared to Foo Fighters right before this. All the shots are kind of all the way at the back, but I think the most unique thing about the game, without beating around the bush too much about it, is the fast lock system.
Fast lock system is great. I was going to point at the code, actually, the leveling feature and the fact that you could retain the level. And I know TMNT did that a little bit, but this was a major step up.
Yeah, this did it a lot,
and it incorporated it into the system by which you determined whether or not you were eligible to fight any of the bad guys. So your mini wizard modes and your wizard modes are all tied into your level. And that also, I think, was unique. But that fast lock system, wow. The game moved quickly. It moved so quick. It was wildly unexpected. Honestly, I think I don't know, I'm all over the place. I like this game. And I think this is, especially the LE version, the most beautiful pinball machine that Stern has made in a long time. Like, the inner art blades were mirrored with some cool effects on them. The outside of the game was absolutely gorgeous. Like, they went all in on Venom. And if you watched any of what Hottie was talking about early on as he was prepped, he's a massive Venom fan, and he got the opportunity to talk with Dwight, who was coding the game, and just about the lore, once again, to reuse that fantastic word, the lore of Venom. It's all wonderfully incorporated into this game. So whether or not you are a fan of Venom, you're getting to learn all about Venom's history and what happened with Venom after Spider-Man. And you're doing so in a fan layout, in a level up system that feels very much like a video game, with great call-outs, great everything. And why is it, do you think, Paul, that this game goes, like, you can get the LE for $7,500 now?
It's the theme, man.
Yeah, just people don't like Venom?
It's kind of a miss of a theme. The Tom Hardy films didn't really do crazy numbers.
Nope.
Or anything like that. It's an anti-hero, but it's a Marvel anti-hero that's not nearly as popular as Deadpool.
Yeah, or Punisher.
Yeah, I guess even Punisher, I don't know. I was never a huge fan of Punisher, but I guess the other things that make the game unique, though, would be the Very target as well on Carnage.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Bringing back the Very target from EM days.
And then the one that we're not really talking about or haven't mentioned yet, this is the game that terramorphs, right?
Change the host, change the game.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a good tagline.
It is. If only it did it on the Pro.
Actually, I kind of prefer the Pro.
I know you prefer the Pro, but it's the tagline. Like, they sold this game on the fact that if you changed the host, you could change the game. And what a cool thing. Like, the newest game from Barrels of Fun, Mystery, the Mystery House. I almost said Mystery Pinball House, but Winchester Mystery House. There you go. That took what Venom did and they took it to an 11. Everything in that game is a state shot change that alters how the game will play in the very near future, and then it's just constantly rotating and changing. This did that. and I think it was really successful doing it on the premium and LE, but the pro didn't, and your pro played amazing.
Yeah, I really liked our pro.
You guys had a great pro. You put I'm not joking when I say Paul like came back every time that you came and played on my LE. You would put another 30 or 40 games on it. Like you were constantly playing this game for a good 2 months.
Oh yeah, I was trying to
Pinball
unlock
Jones.
all the characters.
Yeah.
Which that might be kind of its downfall too. Was that when the initial code came out, all the characters were unlockable right away.
Right.
Once we get to it here, we'll find that Dwight kind of learned a lesson with that and decided to do things a little different after this point. But when the game came out, you could unlock all the characters. And so with early code, where the game's not entirely finished, the code was arguably a little bit too easy. So leveling up was considerably easier. Defeating Null, the final wizard mode of Null, was also a little bit easy.
Sure.
And unlocking all three of the characters with Venomized Hulk, Captain America, and Wolverine was also kind of easy as well. But as code got updated, everybody was complaining about how easy it was. So Dwight's like, okay, we'll make it a little bit more challenging. And he kind of made it a little bit too challenging for some certain parts, because you had to add time.
Right.
All of these battles are timed.
Mm-hmm.
So like right off the bat, you maybe get like 15 seconds when you're starting your battle, and you're going to have to add time immediately. How you add time is by hitting the stand-up target in the center of the playfield. So that's kind of a dangerous shot that might kill you anyways.
Right. So here's my biggest concern with this, and actually I'm going to bring it back probably as we talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I hate to be a spoiler here, but that's going to be coming up soon. This style of game where you can maintain your progress means you will eventually beat the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to own Venom again, despite the fact that I have fun with it, because I've beaten the game. Like, what's the point of owning the game if you do all the stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess there's another issue that next time we make a trip to Chicago, I'm going to have to remember to do this. But if you play a Venom with the topper on it, you automatically unlock a Venomized Ghost Rider.
Oh, I have not played with Ghost Rider yet, but that topper that's money. It's so cool. I want to add a caveat to that. Obviously, I want to beat all of the games I get. And for me, I do typically get rid of the game once I've played it all. But the difference here, I'm going to say it a little bit differently, is that if I play the game long enough, I'm guaranteed to get to that end, as opposed to what we're doing on Jurassic Park right now is I'm still struggling to get to when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Jurassic Park is likely going to end up in a more permanent collection at some point because I'm always chasing the ultimate wizard mode. And
have you gotten to the ultimate wizard mode on this? Because I thought there was a lot of criteria for it, kind of in the same way that
Cowabunga has. Yes, so there is. You're guaranteed if you play it long enough to make it to Null, and you'll eventually beat Null. Everyone will have that opportunity. If you hit Null at level 99 because you keep losing, he'll die with a shot. He's super easy to beat at level 99 because you're just so much more powerful than Null is. There is an ultimate wizard mode added to this that you can't bring your progress into. So I think you have to beat Null. You have to do all of this criteria, and you have to do it all in one game without bringing progress into it in order to get to some like secret ultimate wizard mode.
Okay, and you've done that?
No, I never did that.
Okay. Well, that's the reason
to own a Venom again. And honestly, the same thing with TMNT would be to try and get to that. Now, what's interesting is, Well, two things, and we can come back and start evaluating this pin for the different types of players. But I think Venom works well on a lot or for a lot of different play types, despite the fact that you don't find it on location many places anymore, and people are always trying to get rid of their Venoms. Like right now, I could pick up a Venom Pro for under $5,000.
Wow. Okay.
They're so cheap because people just don't want them. And I was going to make a different point, but I don't know that it's really worth it right now. So let's ask that question. For competition play, Paul, how does this game work?
For competition play, you really want to go after the what is it? The frenzy? It's mayhem, right? What's the full name of it? I forget the name.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I played this game.
It'll be on. Yeah, you're really gonna have to zoom in on that billboard there, because it's on that. We have Doppelganger,
Carnage. That looks almost like it says Martha.
It just says Mayhem.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mayhem.
Yep, it's just Mayhem.
Okay.
Mayhem multi-ball. So to get to Mayhem multi-ball, you need to do 3 different things, right? I forget what they all are, though.
Well, and Meta Nightman's pointing out the kind of an interesting gimmick here is right off the bat, you can start a 2-ball multi-ball almost immediately. Or you can hold off and go for the 6-ball multi-ball and bring everyone in. Is that not a strategy
totally
as well?
Thing. Yep, that's totally a thing. There's quite a bit of different options that you can do. I guess the biggest thing, the kind of the cornerstone of this game is the mini combos, right? You can't do anything until you get.
This whole game is based on on two combos, right?
Yeah. It's so they call them. I think it's just quick combos or mini combos or something like that. It's just a 2-shot thing, and they don't even have to be like back-to-back shots. You'll hit a shot. You can even trap up, and as long as you didn't hit a switch, the game will stop your timer.
Right.
So you can maybe even post pass as long as you don't hit a switch and get the ball on a particular flipper in order to complete that colors combo. That'll also give you a dot in the center of the playfield, depending on what color it was. If you complete, there's a little bit of a grid there.
Yep.
With 12 different dots on the playfield. They do correspond to each character gets 2 different columns, right?
A column, and each column is comprised of two different benefits if you can surround it. So you can either go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking of the special characters. The special characters.
Yeah, these guys are over here.
They get 2 combos, or 2 columns, I should say. But yeah, you complete a box and you get a perk.
Yep. You surround turn on all the lights on a box and you get that perk. In addition, for perks, you also, as you go towards that 6-ball multi-ball, as Meta Nightman is pointing out as well, I'm trying to zoom in on it here, but every ball that you lock on either the left side or the right side either gives you a perk for the first ball, the second ball, and then the third ball you lock on that side. The third ball on one particular side being the biggest benefit. So on the left, you can work your way up to 2x XP. On the right, you can add a 1x playfield bonus.
Right. The first 2 locks, though, aren't really a perk. It's just who you're going to battle during the multi-ball.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, the grid is separate from that, but still offers a plus 1x playfield and 2x experience, just like the multi-ball does.
Yeah, so what's great there is if you can make a 6-ball multi-ball happen, you not only get 2x experience, you get your 1x playfield, and you've brought in all 4 mini-bosses, Riot, Agony, Phage, and Lasher. So you have the opportunity to defeat all 4 of your mini-bosses in one multi-ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot to the game to really like. This is something that's like just going to get passed over repeatedly, and it's strictly for theme, I think. I guess the play field isn't too terribly.
It's a fan.
Crazy, like, yeah, I don't know. People just hate on it, and it's it's not without its flaws, but I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets.
It's a lot of hate on this game.
I think the thing, especially in the pro, the worst part about it is hitting that horseshoe from the left side so it feeds out of the right side.
Comes screaming right back down the middle.
No, it's not in the middle. It's going to hit your sling. Yeah,
boom, right
it's
there.
either going to hit the top post of the sling and go out of control, or it'll nick the slingshot itself, and it might fire down the middle that way. There are no interesting ball paths. The instant pop out to the in lanes. Yeah. There aren't a whole lot of interesting ball paths. How many pop bumpers does this game have, George?
Is it not 2?
And why?
Sorry, I'm going to be dumb for a second. Are there more pop bumpers?
No. Well, why are there any? Why are there any pop bumpers?
Sorry, I was thinking of slings.
They're
There's a pop bumper back here. Well, for the millions of pops, they created a mode specifically to justify having pops up there.
Okay, because you can't see them.
You can't. And on top of that, it comes out safely no matter what you do.
Yeah,
but
it's not danger. There's only one way out of the pop bumpers.
But here's the thing. Just before I got rid of my LE, they had released the Million Pops code update, and you can rather routinely put up 1 billion points with Million Pops.
Okay.
That was kind of fun. It's almost like they understood that this isn't fun or this is useless, so let's make something fun out of it. Once again, this game is very very meh on the layout, and the code I think is awesome. I'm just not super interested in the level up feature, nor do I, because I had it at home, I didn't care so much about transporting my levels to anywhere else.
Sure.
So I don't feel like I got a lot of benefit out of this game. In fact, after I tried out a few features and I unlocked some of the characters, I never saved progress again. I never logged in.
Okay. What was the largest multiplier that you ever got?
I don't remember.
It was 7. I guarantee it was 7 because there was a perk you could get from the mystery awards, which
it's this hybrid guy
automatically give you 7 max playfield.
Okay.
And that part was dumb. The 7x playfield in general is dumb. Why do we need that much multipliers? I think like a little bit of multiplying is fine.
Sure.
But like especially I'm fine with a 7x playfield if it's for one shot. Like how it works on Walking Dead, for example. I don't need a 7x playfield multiplier that if I hit a certain target or whatever can never end.
Right. So yet another instance where the multipliers become so significant right here. So you said 7 is the max. You can 4 plus 2 plus 1. So 7 is the max multiplier that you can operate with. And it's so powerful. And once you get it, there's an opportunity to keep it for so long that it becomes the point in competition play is to try and get that 7x.
Yeah. We met Dwight. We hung out with Dwight at the media day in Chicago for the launch of Star Wars Fall of the Empire, and Dwight's an awesome guy. But I want him. I wish he would hear me and other people when we say that, like, when you do that many multipliers, what you as a game designer are telling me as the player is that the rest of the game that you spent so much time and effort on isn't worth playing. You're telling me to just do that one thing.
I mean, it's great to bring in a 7x into a mode that can also be quite lucrative, like Million Pops.
Right, but why focus on any of that until I have max multipliers?
Until you hit your multiplier. I imagine there's got to be a timing thing, right? Like, but yeah, to reiterate, I think your point is no matter what else you do, you're also working towards that maxing out your multipliers.
Right. You've basically just told me as an end user that this is the most important thing, and everything else that you designed doesn't mean nearly as much.
That's a good point. Meta Nightman jumping in. You're either you're probably trying to get into a multi-ball and increase the playfield multiplier. And that's pretty much all you do in tournament play on this.
Yeah, there's no traditional modes in this game either. That's another thing that we kind of skipped over.
Right.
Well.
It's just the hurry ups, the as we called them, as combo shots.
I guess you get into battles, but they're not. It's not like you hit. You did the mini combo things, and then you can select which person you're going to battle, type of thing. It's very different. I don't know exactly how to describe it. If it's not a mode, I mean, it is a mode, right? But it's not.
It's a battle, I guess. It's a mode.
Sure. But Deadpool has battles, and those are totally modes.
Yeah.
Right? In the traditional sense. This is not a mode in the traditional sense by any means.
No, they're more, well, like a mini wizard mode.
Yeah, sort of. Mm-hmm. It feels a lot more like a mini wizard mode than a regular mode.
Okay. So competition play, I take it this isn't a great game.
I liked it fine for competition play, but I don't know. It's a little one track.
Sure.
For competition play. Also, most operators that I've seen, I guess if you're smart, you're going to turn off the fast lock stuff.
Why?
Why? So it causes problems. It causes a lot of problems.
Sorry, not problems with how they, like, when you say problems as an operator, are you saying that the game breaks down?
No, I mean, it can kind of be missing where the ball's at for a few seconds. Things can get out of order. When I DQ'd myself a couple, like 3 years ago at like a kind of a bigger tournament here in Colorado, it was on this game. It was on Venom, and I don't think they had the fast locks turned off.
Got it. Dr. Curly Tech is weighing in and also saying it gets very lost.
Yeah, it gets lost, so it causes problems between players as well. And I don't know what happened there. It's ultimately my fault as to why I got DQ'd, but I was in a multi-ball. I was tapping the button to add a ball or something like that. I can't quite remember. As like I was getting like 4 balls draining simultaneously, and I plunged I was mashing that center button and ended up plunging the next player's ball.
Got it.
Is what happened. So video mode plus ball going off track equals ball over.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but Meta Nightman also adding in the game has to be put in competition mode. I don't know that you need to disable Insider, but if you're not in competition, you can bring in other characters that you've unlocked. And those 3 characters, Hulk, Captain America, and Wolverine, are all OP for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's no logging in or anything like that. I don't know. I think there was also some issues with, at least initially, with the competition stuff. Because I remember putting this game in competition a lot. Mm-hmm. And I would still walk over and find people in standard play.
Interesting. Meta Nightman saying that in competition, you can bring in Ghost Rider.
Yep, I heard about that.
Okay.
I heard about that. And that seems like just a simple little code thing that
could be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, just make it the same as, because if you're in competition play, you can't select Wolverine and Hulk and stuff like that. So just make Ghost Rider the same.
So what's really unique about this game is that I think Dwight tried to do something different.
Yeah,
this does not have standard modes. And the modes are 2-part hurry-up shots tied to a leveling system, and the leveling mechanic is required in order to get to both mini wizard and wizard modes in terms of progression. There's the fast locks, which is a very cool mechanism, assuming that the balls don't get lost. And then we also have, I hate to say it like this, but it kind of a standard issue with Dwight and consistency in terms of scoring, or a balanced scoring system.
Sure.
Because there's multipliers that come in, and if you take all of the multiplier concern away, what ends up happening in this game, in Mandalorian, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everyone goes for multi-ball with a multiplier added. So that's how they play all 3 of those games.
Sure, and Dwight is really good at the things that Dwight is good at.
Mini wizard modes.
Mini wizard modes,
love
light shows especially. He's very good at attracting the player without like going overboard with it to where you can't, it's no longer informational type of thing. He does find a good balance with informing the player what to do and also bringing that hype level up of whether, just to say, hey, I'm in attract mode, come play this game.
Sure.
Or if you did something special, here's your reward. I'm going to make you feel special because you did all this work to get there. On the other hand, the things that Dwight is not great at, he's consistently hasn't been great at, which is a little bit of balancing. Mm-hmm. And I would say that just primarily. It's not even points necessarily, because points can be a little all over the map depending on the game, and that's just pinball in general.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yes and no. I mean, how you play King Kong, you can play it several different ways. 007, also, you can play it a few different ways. And what you'll see is some variety when you go into a tournament on games that are well balanced. But the 3 Dwight games I just brought up, Mandalorian, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Venom, all 3 of those games...
It's pretty linear.
It's linear. Everyone plays it in a tournament the exact same way.
Right. And what I was getting at was that with the points was how many points is a good score for this game. So that's a little all over the map. Turtles... Got
it. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Maybe 100 million. Yeah, I didn't explain it very well. But what's a good, on Turtles, 100 million's a good score. What's a good score on Venom? I would say over 1 billion.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, it's a little all over the map as far as all of that's concerned. I think if Dwight gets another person on his team that is not a coder and is just a rules person, like the game that I want designed, outside of the playfield designer or overall game designer, who I want on the coding / rules team is Dwight and MXV.
Yeah, I would actually love to see those 2 stacked together. I can't help it. I gotta defend Dwight a bit here. Across all of these games, he has mastered the idea of moments, though, and it feels solely when it comes to progression. All of these games have fantastic moments that celebrate you for getting to different levels or progressing further into a game at different spots, and I love it because I don't play for points. Even sure. Occasionally, I like to go to tournaments just for fun, to hang out with the cool people that are in the pinball community. Like, y'all are great. But when I go to play in tournaments or in League on Wednesday nights, I'm not playing for points on any of these newer games. I'm playing progression. And I just hope playing progression gets me a big score if I can do it well enough.
That's true. I don't know. I had something else I was going to, give Dwight a pat on the back for. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's always innovating.
Yeah.
With each one of these games, it's always something that we've never seen before. In
a pinball machine, it was online storage a tiny bit on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? But whatever, it wasn't. It was there, but it didn't do anything for me. They incorporated it and forced you to understand the idea of leveling up in Venom, and on top of that, when you unlock characters, you unlock them anywhere you go as long as you're logged in. And there's a whole bunch of achievements. Like you need internet access if you're not playing competition in order to make progression in this game, like serious progression, which is fantastic. And then I hate to jump into D&D, but D&D takes what was learned in TMNT and really nailed down, I think, in Venom, and just once again turns it to 11, because Dungeons and Dragons is built and the pen and paper style entirely around leveling up. So that's what D&D is about, with different quests, and I really love it. But as you're pointing out, it's innovative, and that's what Dwight is trying to do. He's trying to find different ways to change the game, and it's unfortunate that in terms of at least the price of the games being reflective of how successful it was, that Venom was a miss.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like we're trashing on.
No.
Dwight
I was trying. I'm pushing him up. I'm trying my absolute best.
We're not. Listen, we know what Dwight's strengths are, and we also know what his weaknesses are, and we appreciate him as a designer in spite of those weaknesses, and even more so because of his strengths. So, all right. Anything else about? Wait, did we cover all the stuff?
Casual. What do we think about casual? We didn't talk about that.
I don't think they're going to like it.
I don't think so either. The idea of, because it's innovative and it focused on hurry ups, and as I'm scrolling down to show the middle of the playfield with the 12 lights.
What am I doing?
Nobody knows what that is looking at it.
What am I doing? And I can't do anything unless I get a two-way combo. 3 of them.
Now, hold on though. I just said that, but let me try and feel free to shoot me down here to counter that. When you walk up, there's certain shots that are lit based on what character you choose. And let's just, for the sake of this example, or as we go through this, we're throwing a straw man up there. Let's assume we're on a premium or an LE. So when I first step up to the game, I change the host and I see the game physically change the shots. That's got to be a draw, right? And don't care about the middle of the playfield, but there are 3 lights that are lit different colors. So my first thought is, well, I'm going to hit one of those colors, and then a matching corresponding color starts flashing elsewhere after I hit that shot. So I'm going to try and hit that follow-up shot. Now, I don't know what it did, but I also see a bring, you just hit level 2. All right.
If they get that far, man.
That's kind of fun. Oh, level 2 happens accidentally. Like, nobody's walking away from this game not having hit level 3 or 4.
I know. Well, what I've consistently seen is new players getting 2 of the two-way combos, but that third one, not so much.
Not getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And at that point, it also makes sense, because you need to do blue, then white, then yellow, or whatever that combination is, or 2 of those. It's been so long since I've played it. And then once you nail all 3, you're ready to move on to the next, and you can change your hosts, right? And now you change the game, because once again, in this example, we're choosing premium or LE, and the game changes up a little bit. So now you play, and the ball takes a completely different path along at the second time. My first thought was, nobody understands how to play this game when they walk up to it, especially regardless if they have some experience or no experience. In fact, I remember being at not Lodo, but at a 3-up, playing this in a tournament, and I like Venom, I like Dwight, I like everything about this. I thought it was gorgeous. I had no idea what I was doing. The first time I was playing this at a tournament, nothing, no idea. I got into a 2-ball multi-ball right away, and just couldn't put up any points while I was there. In fact, Meta Nightman was there for that event.
Yeah.
So even as somebody who does understand games, who I really like what Dwight does for progression, I needed to study to figure out how to play this game, which I think lends itself to casuals maybe not appreciating it.
No.
Except for the cool art, the fact that it's Venom, which, as you pointed out, maybe was a bit of a miss in terms of licensing. If it's a premium in LE, the fact that you can watch the playfield change what happens, and that amazing AF topper. So I'm going to say it's a miss.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think I've even seen a couple people, not very many, but maybe it's a few older players, where the fast lock stuff even throws them off.
Oh yeah, the balls end up draining because it moves so fast.
Yeah. So overall, progression. I think it's great for progression.
I think so too.
In its own way. Mm-hmm. It's great, and it's also terrible for progression because you end up beating the main story so many times over, which is kind of a drawback. But yeah, it's so for progression, we're gonna say overall good. For tournament, it's linear, but good. It's okay. We're not going to go good. We're not going to go bad on tournament play. I'm just going to say
Chat's
it's okay.
heavily disagreeing with you there.
Scoring so lopsided. I don't know. I guess, yeah. It's basically okay. Well, it's less than desired. It's not the worst thing ever.
It's either imagine it's pass fail. I would imagine for casual it's fail, for competition it's fail, for progression it's a pass.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we covered it. So what's next? So. Next would be May of 2024 with John Wick.
John Wick. All right.
So,
Paul, are you ready for what's about to go down here on John Wick?
Not entirely, because I've barely played this game.
Okay.
Elliot Heisman on design, with coding team being Lonnie D. Ropp and Tim Sexton.
All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to pause for a second before...
Great, 'cause I need a drink.
Okay, yeah, please go get a drink before this bloodbath. That's not just because it's John Wick, but because of John Wick. Let's just catch up on a few things here. Y'all have been fantastic in chat. So sorry once again that we're interacting less as usual as we're doing these podcasts. I'll edit this out before we end up publishing it. What did we get? Meta Nightman, thanks for jumping in and being so verbose. Dr. Curly Tech and Hackster as well. It's super appreciated. Hollywood Polo asking what we had for supper. I had chips and salsa for supper this evening. Paul, what did you have for supper?
McDonald's, baby.
Ooh, what's your McDonald's go-to?
Double quarter pounder with cheese meal and an extra sandwich on the side. Sometimes it's a hot and spicy chicken. Sometimes it's a McDouble.
Yeah, that was my go-to, man, for a very long time, was fries and a McDouble, or fries and a spicy chicken, or a large fry, a spicy chicken, and a McDouble. All right. John Wick. I had a John Wick in-house for 3 months.
And you were trying to convince everyone that it was a really good game.
This game wanted to be a good game, but this game was stuck for 9 months without a code update in a place that made it infuriating because it was poorly coded. Like that, it got left in a place that wasn't well thought out. And that is really too bad. I feel like for Stern, that's too bad for Tim Sexton. And that's really too bad for Eisman, who this was his first game. It's a tough layout for sure, but and I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but I have opinions on this. I'm just going to keep going and stop me when you want to jump in. Okay, Paul?
This thing's a mess, dude.
It's a mess. It's better now. I've only heard that through hearsay because this isn't even a game that I want to play on location when I see it. Hackster saying that the shots aren't bad. It's not that the shots are bad. They're tight. The problem is how many of the shots naturally do not reward you for success. For example, I'm going to give an example. Going up into the dance club, when that comes out, it was probably 50% of the time it drained on me as a result of either popping out and hitting a sling, popping out of the dance club and hitting the right out lane, or missing the little knob here and falling straight down the middle as a result. Got it. Hackster saying that you can purchase a mod from Stern to avoid the drain problem that was inherent evidently in it was a design issue with the dance club.
Usually those mods aren't a purchase thing.
They send them to you when they decide something needs to be fixed.
Yep.
I would say that is probably my only really frustrating issue having played the Pro. I'm going to point out on the LE and the Premium, this box over here that you have to hit blocks off a big chunk of the right side of the playfield. Also, when you hit that box, you can't... normally there's a target behind it on the Pro. I'm going to show what that looks like. On the Pro, you just hit this back target here, and it often goes in. So you will get 2x the progress towards starting a mode. Now, I'm going to leave it at that for the layout before we get into the code, because I'm going to just I'm going to I don't like any of the phrases I was coming up with. I'm going to shit over it. I'm going to piss all over this game. Like, I don't know why bodily fluids have to be involved, but I can't think of a better way of describing how bad the code was in this game. But before I get there, Paul, do you have any thoughts on the layout?
I don't know. I think from what I heard, it sounded like Elliot Eisman was a little bit restricted on this game. He wanted to do an upper playfield, and I remember George Gomez in an interview saying, no.
No upper playfield.
No, this is, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think Elliot Eisman was really necessarily able to do what he wanted with the game, and this is kind of what we ended up with. But yeah, the shots are tight and brutal, and the code does not match that. The code does not respect that.
It does not. Well, okay, I'm going to say it didn't. Now, we've got MXV jumping in to help out with this game, right?
Sure.
So let's talk about it before Vinicor jumped in to help out with the game, because I haven't played it since then, because this game upset me that much.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the core example of why this game was an utter failure.
If you guys want a really in-depth thing, the Electric Bats podcast of Pin Pals breaks down both versions of the code very, very well.
Before and after?
In depth.
Okay, got it. Cool. We're not going to go into it. I'm just going to tell you why it's frustrating. Okay? You get far enough into this game, as you progress, more and more bad guys show up. And they do so once every 20 seconds. And you get a countdown timer that lets you know that more bad guys are about to show up on the field. So before the code changes, imagine in order to progress a mode, I had to hit this left ramp. And imagine, because I've progressed far enough into the game, there's not only two bad guys, but you also have a guarded, an enemy that's wearing Kevlar. On this particular shot. So I have to hit it once to knock off the Kevlar, and then one more time to kill all the bad guys, and then a third time in order to make progress on that shot. That means
within 20 seconds.
Within 20 seconds, because if I don't do 3 shots on that one within 20 seconds, it gets refilled with bad guys with Kevlar again.
Cool.
And that's what naturally happens as you progress further and further into the game. It became impossible. And I know the game is meant to be difficult, but
nobody could do that.
But it's not. It wasn't achievable. It wasn't doable. And the fact that code got released on a game having to do with John Wick as a license, which was such a seemingly a perfect license for pinball. And actually got released. It seemed like it got released without anyone actually playing the game. Like it was a conceptual code change that got pushed out. Now, granted, knowing that Tim Sexton was leaving, I've been there before with a company where you've got 2 weeks left, and man, you're half-assing it. You committed to getting something done. Oh, for sure. Before I leave, I'll get that last code update done. It wasn't tested. Nobody played this game with that most recent code release, because had they have gotten far enough into the game to get to a place where you ultimately just can't progress and you have to drain out or time out the mode in order to move past, I just hated it. Like, it left such a poor taste in my mouth as I was playing John Wick. By the end, despite the fact that I had rented it for 3 months, it sat unplayed for a month over in the right corner. That's how much I disliked this game as I was playing it, because it mistreated the player. It didn't respect the player, and I can't say enough about that. Like, it felt like the game. It felt like the game disliked me. And as somebody who spent a good amount of money bringing it in-house to get it here so that way I could play it, so I could experience it, it didn't feel rewarding in any way, sense, or shape.
No, I think Walking Dead kind of does the same thing where it shits on you. The game shits on you. But Walking Dead got a code release
Sure.
with the revamp from Lyman, where yes, that was still true. The game is it's an ass kicker, and it's gonna kick your ass a little bit. But it made you the new code that was released that everybody loves on Walking Dead made you feel like you could kick its ass back, and
Right.
this game doesn't do that.
It didn't. So
Didn't. Sure.
And just in case anybody else just showed up and you're like, oh my God, Mike Vinicor is doing everything he can. Mike Vinicor is the savior right now of both this and X-Men. I have yet to play it.
He's the fixer.
He's the fixer. Yeah, he's the wolf. He's coming in and cleaning up the crap left over by Tim Sexton leaving. And I don't know enough of the details of what happened with Wason over on X-Men, but he's coming in and he's fixing those games, and he's doing fantastic things. I have yet to play to play the updated version of this. When it's done and it hits production release, I will ask if Monkey still has it. I'll ask to bring it back in house, but realize it's going to be with I've got trauma from having played this game, and I really don't want to play it again.
Yeah, that's fair. So progression bad, right?
Yes. Once again, old version. We're gonna wait for Vinicor. We could come back and review this later at another time.
I think from what I've heard about the new code on it, progression's still bad.
Okay.
Tournament bad.
It's brutal. I don't think there's any easy way to get points in this, right? Is it just multi-balls at this point?
I've heard of several different like loopholes and exploits with old code.
Okay.
But I don't know about even so that like I guess okay, so here's the main exploit, George, for tournament play. Lights out.
Love it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That gives you a multiplier when you're in lights out.
Yep. So how do you get lights out?
I think you just have to activate it, right?
Well, okay, I activated it. How do I get it again?
Oh, I have no idea.
You spell Yaga.
Oh, like Baba Yaga on the in lanes and out lanes down there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what if I think there's a way to like ski pass. So if I hit the weapons crate shot.
Sure.
Let's say we're on a pro. So it's always open. I can just always hit that VUC over there.
Okay.
On the weapons crate. Okay. So it's going to feed my right in lane.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to ski pass over from the right to the left and hit the weapons crate again.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. So if I do that 5 times.
No, the YA doesn't move over to the GA. So they're stuck on only these two, I think, swap, and only these two swap.
No, they all swap.
They all swap?
Yep.
That was really confusing when I was playing it because there's 2 different lights. I really didn't understand what was going on.
So your left flipper will swap the top.
Okay.
Will swap the Baba, and your other flipper will swap the Yaga.
Got it. Okay. I just never figured that out.
So you can if
Jedi McMuffin says when Paul says "vuck," I'm slightly turned on.
One of Vuck. So yeah. So if you just do that, like if you ski jump and then hit the weapons crate over and like if you do that 5 times, you've spelled Yaga again.
Yeah.
And you can get your lights out all over again. So yeah,
but
if you're not doing that, then you're not 2x like that. It just puts a big roadblock in the okay. Now we got to do ski jump thing 5 times before we can
Got it. And
light
that's
our
not
2x
fun for
button,
anyone.
and yeah, so tournament bad.
Tournament bad. Progression is bad. Casual?
Bad. It's
too brutal.
It's so mean, dude.
Yeah, it's a brutal game.
I like the art on it though.
It's really pretty. It's John Wick. Like, it should have been such a great license, and you should feel like you're killing bad guys constantly, and for sure you are. Also, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna the sound it makes to let you know that more bad guys are coming. That sound is awful. A and B, once again, or A and then B is the trauma associated with knowing that you didn't make the shot 3 times in under 20 seconds, and how frustrated you get to know that you have to do it all over again. And if you take a second to feel bad for having missed the shot, you've already missed the opportunity, because now you have 19 seconds to hit that shot 3 times. Like, hitting any shot in under 20 seconds 3 times in a row, especially when there's no looping shots on the game, that's tough.
Do the timers pause though if you don't hit any?
Nothing. They do not.
Really?
They just fill up the play field constantly. Now, I know that the new rules no longer block shots. So
yeah, they multiply them.
Yeah.
Instead, so
now you can make progress towards getting to things like the staircase and the duel, which, on top of everything else, when I finally beat all of the modes or survived enough, like finally had that good game, nailed the shots, got it down, neither the duel nor the staircase were in the game. Goose Fraba. Like, this, even thinking about John Wick makes me angry. This game, this was the worst. I have to think about that for a second before I make a bold statement.
This was the worst Spike 2. I'll say it.
This is the worst Spike 2 game out of all of them because of code. I'm gonna caveat it there, and that Vinicor could save it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't like it.
Okay. So it fails across the board on everything before the code changes. Do we have anything else to say about this, Paul?
September 2024, Uncanny X-Men.
Awesome. We go out of the pot into the fire here. We're going immediately into another really tough game.
Yeah. This kind of was tough times for Stern. Yet another game that's had a little bit of trouble. Design team on lead designer for Playfield would be Jack Danger, also like team lead as well. That's kind of across the board for all of these. Coding team would be Mike Kizavat, Wei-Sin Chang, and Mike Vinicor. Mike Vinicor is a late addition to that team. So Uncanny X-Men, so much hype around this game when it first came out, right?
Yes.
Crazy. Nothing like there's
Look at this layout. Look at it. It's cool.
Yeah, there's a bottom flipper. Jack's making us all relearn how friggin' physics works.
Yep.
There's a giant sentinel head that comes out of the playfield, and
over here, there's this crazy shot that goes here, and then it swings back around. This is almost a 180. It's not quite. It's like, it's more than 90. It's a 130-degree turn that goes up there, comes back behind the flippers, and feeds this lower other left play field. And then there's the X shot over here, right? That goes up, comes back. It does the whole X thing, which is super cool. Like, once again, Jack knocked it out of the park. This layout is so fun. Why does X-Men also command very little in terms of resale value?
Because it doesn't work.
Also, Dr. Curly Tech, you're right. I was going obtuse, but you're pointing out it's acute, so it's less than 90. It's like a 60-degree turn. My bad.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Stern had to come out with a fix for the plunge because the ball wouldn't plunge all the way around.
Yep.
Even on our copy, the figure 8 shot doesn't quite make it up that ramp most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of upside down ramp.
So that's the do this. It does it's almost like a pretzel, like a big pretzel that you might get from Auntie Annie's.
Yep.
It has that shot. It's so fun when it happens. It's so quick, and it doesn't happen on y'all's version at Pinball Jones, which is super frustrating.
It does when it's like heavily waxed. If it's freshly and heavily waxed, then it does it.
Wait, is this isn't the LE? This is the Pro that we're talking about?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we have both.
So what's funny is...
Funny story. We have both.
You guys have an LE and a Pro.
Yep.
And you got to keep talking to Aiden. I want to give you guys some cash and Fathom. And I want your Pro.
He might do that deal, man.
Yeah. I would absolutely love that. I think this is a buy now game, and trust in Mike Vinicor.
I think Code can save this game a lot. Because other problems that people have with I think the more popular model of the game is the Pro.
Yep.
Over the premium LE.
You guys have an LE, and is it me, or do the hands just not work the way they're supposed to in your LE?
Well, they work. If by working they mean that they kill you. The Sentinel hands work, and the Sentinel is trying to kill the X-Men, and by that it succeeds. Yeah, so it's that's kind of a once again, that's a flaw in coding, though. Like that it's cool that the hand breaks the habit rail. When that happens, though, can we get a little ball save or something? Like maybe it doesn't have to last forever. But just those really brutal drains where it was like just straight down the middle, and there was no chance on saving it. I think the game can recognize when it's like, oh yeah, I broke had the hand break the wire form, and then a half a second later the ball was in the trough.
Right.
So we'll do a little forgiveness there, but same scenario, only 2 seconds later, no, you had enough of a chance to save it.
Dr. Curly Tech pointing out with the hands on the premium and LE, like it's meant to be that the Sentinel is below the playfield, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of what they're trying to present to you, because his head comes up and his hands are there. But that position of the right hand, it being perfectly flat.
It's right or mine right?
It's right. Left side of the playfield for us, but it's right since it's facing towards the trough.
The little finger flicker?
Yeah, okay. That. Like, think about where that hand has to be, because it's perfectly straight, but it's also way over here. That's the angle that it would have to be. It's like shoved out but still straight to then do this.
I'm gonna help you out here. I think it's bits, and it's a fragmented Sentinel. It's been broken apart by the X-Men, but it's different pieces.
That would work. I just don't believe it. I don't feel like this.
Do that in the comics.
I'm not overly concerned. I just want Dr. Curly Tech to know it's unconvincing is what he says. I'm in the same boat. There's a little bit of funkiness there. I don't care. This game is fun to shoot. Maybe not so much the Pinball Jones one, because
out of the box is fun to shoot.
Yeah.
Out of the box is fun to shoot. If it's dialed in, it's fun to shoot. But most copies are probably not like that. In my experience, it has to be very finely tuned. And
sure.
As soon as somebody shoves it around, then we're on iffy territory as far as if it's still going to play the same way.
Yep. Now, this game also not holding its value. A big reason was it sat for another 6 months, 9 months, a year. Both John Wick and X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, just got no code updates.
Yeah, no love.
No love.
From the coding department. So I guess that's kind of where the main flaws of the game aren't as much in the playfield design, everybody's looking at this game, both seasoned players and casual players alike, looking at this thing like, I don't know what the hell's going on. At first glance with the playfield, but in the coding department, it's just all a little sloggy, man. It was just a real slog. And then with the original code before Vinicor got into it, it was just the name of the game was get to the future and then stay in the future.
Really? For points?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, some of those modes had big points associated with them. I don't know though.
McGruber's.
I know.
I did see Wason the other day on a milk carton. Yeah, what did you do with Wason? We want to know. Is Wason okay?
What really bothered me is that this was kind of fun. When the ball made it over into this little side play field, I wanted to do something with it, but there was zero benefit that justified how dangerous this area was.
All the risk, right?
All the risk. So the goal was initially to just get out of it as quickly as possible.
Sure.
That's it.
You're also talking about old code, right?
Yes, old code, not new code. I have not played it since we've got any updates from Vinicor.
Yeah, I need to spend a little bit more time on it, but I also need to tune it up a little bit so that because that's just an ever constant thing of having to tune this game up.
You need to talk with Aiden. Like make this a reality. I want both of those games. I want all of my games out here. In fact, even to sweeten the deal, because I think I'm going to try and move in January, I want all of my games out of here, and I wouldn't pick up the game until I got into the new place.
Oh, okay. I think he's probably fine with that.
Okay.
We have room.
Cool.
Okay. And so it's the Pro that you want, not the LE.
I do want the Pro. Yeah. Okay. I think the Pro is the better version of this game. The LE is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a huge X-Men fan.
Right. The Pro is also easier to sell. It's got a respectable price point instead of
the LE, which is probably going for, it's not quite Venom at this point. Once again, Venom LE sold at $7,500 recently. $7,500 for a $13,000 game. I took a massive hit on Venom when I sold it, but I did not sell it at $7,500. Thankfully, I got out a little bit quicker.
Sure.
On Venom. X-Men though, on the Pro right now, I feel like you're looking at $5,500. On the LE, you're probably looking at that somewhere between $8,500 and $9,500. On the LE, it definitely it's lost $3,000 to $4,000 easy. Tess Bishop, no, I don't think any X-Men's or LEs are actually selling above $10K.
I would doubt it. But I mean, I don't know. They're gonna have to do something revolutionary here with the code. I think that right now the goal with Vinicor being the fixer on two different games simultaneously, it is just get it to a point that's not a problem.
Right. Where people want to play it and don't carry trauma with them from from games like John Wick. I can't stress enough the sound of all of the bad guys, the beeping noise as they repopulate will forever be something like I have a physical reaction in response to that.
Yeah, this game, Tess Bishop also here saying that this game shocked them when it first came out. It shocked all of us, man. It got a lot of hype initially. Everybody really liked how the game shot.
Mm-hmm.
And we all knew by this point, all seasoned players anyway, kind of knew by this point that we were going to get a game that wasn't finished.
Yep.
It's just that
it remained that way for a year
passed. Yeah. And there was no change. So let's move on here a little bit. So for progression, not yet. I don't think It's just quite a bit different.
No.
I don't know yet. I haven't spent any time on it since it's gotten a revamp. I do know that the danger room area is a little bit more beneficial than it was before. Yes, it's still a whole lot of risk. Less risk though, because I think the what is that huge stand-up target? There's a ball save down there that happens. The massive one that's next to the mini flipper.
Yeah. There's this little stand-up target here.
No, that's your hold bonus. That one.
That one, the abort. Got it.
Abort, yeah.
Okay.
So your abort stand-up target comes lit at the start of the game.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more grace down there, which was desperately needed. And then I think it's a little bit more perky as well. It'll provide perks for the rest of the game if you're in that area. But yeah, for progression wise, I think it's still not quite there.
I think it's a fail for now. But
for now.
I haven't played recently. What do you think about tournament play?
Fail. I just don't know, man. Like if we're talking previous code, it was a fail. It was so linear. It was play 2 modes. It doesn't I guess it kind of matters which one. You kind of usually want to go after the harder modes because they're not that much more challenging. They just give you more points.
Okay.
So you want to play the Magneto mode and probably the Storm mode. And that with old code, that would unlock the future for you. You get into the future. And then at a certain point after you hit so many shots, you can tap the center button, which lets you choose whether you're going to like stay in the future
or go back.
Or go back and you just stay in the future.
So for then casuals. So it sounds like it's a fail for progression. It's a fail for tournament. Casuals though. Does how the game shoots, is that enough to actually give this a pass for casuals?
It's no. It's quick answer is no, and that's because the casuals get so drawn into the danger room aspect of it because that's just so unique about this game. But it kills them. And,
right. It's dangerous.
And it kills them in a way that they don't like and in a way that means that they're not going to put more quarters into it.
Got it. Okay. I'm curious. Well, we know that you and Aiden are trying to get rid of your pro.
I think also the LE
and the LE. Got it. You just don't want X-Men anymore on location. So I feel like that says a lot about casuals.
We're just selling games in general. Okay. I think once we reach a certain point of how many games that we've offloaded, then if we still have X-Men LE, then so be it. But
okay,
yeah, we're just selling a few.
Okay, got it. So as of right now, it's failed across the board. Do you think this game has serious potential though to pass across the board?
Yeah, I think it has.
Okay.
I think it does have potential. It's really what they do with the code. Silverillion is saying they broke one of the modes, and it's still broken. I don't know about this. Which mode is it? Is it Juggernaut?
I don't know.
Because that's one that they changed quite a bit.
Raid. Got it.
Okay.
Raid. I don't know why I just pulled back a 1980s commercial with Raid just then. Okay. So X-Men, I think we like it. We want to like it more. I'm on the boat of I think this game can be fixed.
This game can be fixed. I'm not 100% sure that Wick can be, but
yeah, I don't know about that either.
This one totally can.
Cool. And then you're going to talk to Aiden for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I will. Yeah. We also had an interested buyer in TMNT. So
okay. Cool.
I got some stuff to talk to him about.
All right. Awesome. What comes up after X-Men? And you're going to have to do the intro once I get you set up visually for it because I have to break for the bathroom.
Okay. Next one is a little bit of a caveat, but it's still a Spike 2 here. We have October of 2024, Metallica Remastered.
What an amazing remaster. Like I'm disappointed in The Walking Dead. But I have yet to see gameplay, so I'm still open to the idea that that The Walking Dead could be done better than the original with Lyman Sheets code. I just don't know what's wrong with the game that required a remaster, as opposed to Metallica. Metallica was wood choppy. It got boring to play it for a while, and Ray Day fixed it. This game is better as a result of Ray Day's and Stern's involvement.
Sure. So we have design team John Borg and Raymond Davidson, also with Lyman F. Sheets doing the original code, Raymond doing an update here. So, this George and I are going to probably mention a couple times The Walking Dead. We have throughout this podcast, which is the other more recent remaster, which does not fall into tonight's topic of being a Spike 2. Walking Dead would be a Spike 3. So we can kind of talk about Walking Dead a little bit, though, at the same time. As far as remasters are concerned, I think that I'm in agreement with George here, spoiler alert, that the Metallica Remastered did everything right where Walking Dead kind of missed. On a few things. The first and foremost thing that I've had always griped about with the original Metallica, and I know there's a lot of people who love the art package on the original Metallica with the Dirty Donnie artwork, and I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like the artwork. It wasn't that, for me, it was that the artwork didn't match what I thought of or what I pictured in my head for the band. The artwork on the remastered, though, matches the band perfectly in my mind. The Dirty Donnie artwork was a little too punk, a little too Americana. Not saying that Metallica isn't a little Americana, but it just wasn't in the same style. It's a little too skatery in my mind. So yeah, we have apparently a few months of design changes from John Borg to adjust the millimeters of shots, but boy, did they go a long way, because the new one shoots quite a bit better. You can backhand the left ramp, which is insane. I think you could always backhand the right ramp, but backhanding that left ramp is... I know it's a tight shot. It's probably going to be set up just right, but it was never a thing before, right? George is back.
I'm back. Did you talk about how much you didn't like the Dirty Donnie art yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
That's kind of all I talked about. So yeah, I don't know. You had one in house here. We didn't get one because we already have a Metallica, so it doesn't quite make sense to have both.
I mean, if you can get rid of your old school Metallica and pick up the premium, it's worth it, because wow, is this game so much more fun.
So we have a Pro, which was never it wasn't
Pro
remastered. Wasn't remade. And I was doing a little bit of research before the Walking Dead remastered came out, because I have a Walking Dead Pro, and I wanted to see what was going to happen to the pricing of my Walking Dead Pro. And if, history was going to repeat itself with Metallica here and everything.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not quite. But Pros, I believe, went up slightly in price on Metallica.
Interesting. Okay.
Because the demand increased once the remastered came out, then everybody wanted a Metallica again.
Got it.
And so the demand for all copies, or all different tier levels, increased, and the market was a little more saturated with premiums and LEs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think those prices might have gone down on the original.
For sure,
premium
the
and LEs.
LE is not worth 16,000 or whatever it was. It's dropped significantly. But the LE new version, the remastered version, is at 16 now.
Yep. But the Pro, I think originally probably went down a little bit and then slowly
came back up
in full force over time.
Okay.
Anyways, that's enough about market stuff. What about this game though? What was missing before? You said it got a little wood choppy.
It definitely got wood choppy. It get into multi-balls and try and progress, get to end of the line, get to your crank it ups and rinse and repeat. And now you have a mini wizard mode to get into. After you've done, I can't remember what the requirements are, but I think it's all three multi-balls, like snake multi-ball, the cross multi-ball, the chair multi-ball, and what's the third one or fourth one rather?
What are you talking about? All the multi-balls? You have grave marker. You have
grave marker. There you go. Yeah. So okay. Blackened is becomes available once you complete all four of those multi-balls. And that is what broke up the wood choppiness, because Blackened is not only super fun, it's now something if you make it to Blackened, you're probably about halfway through the game. There's a good chance you've already done 2 crank it ups.
Sure.
By the time you get to Blackened. So you have this other fun mode that happens in between, and now it's not just rinse and repeat. Like you have something else in there that once again is just a super fun break between the monotony of trying to get into your cross and your chair multi-balls.
So before this game came out, like I've maybe got a handful of, well, I can count on one hand how many times I've played the remastered. I just don't come across one all that much.
Sure.
But before on the original game, since it did get so wood choppy, my favorite way to play it wasn't because this doesn't have your typical modes. Once again, it's another game without, traditional modes. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a different era for Stern by those means. But I didn't really play it for multi-ball. I didn't play it for points. I didn't play it for crank it ups or anything like that. I played it for coffin hurry ups.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's if think of playing a dollar game where instead of you and me playing, we're both going to put $1 into the coin slot. Whoever wins gets all the dollars. But we're not playing for score. We're going to see how many coffin hurry ups each one of us can get, which is, I don't know, kind of the most unique feature on this game. That, to me, that's kind of what makes this game stand out a little bit. Once you move past all of the mechs on the game of the hammer driving the ball through the
sure.
play field and the snake and
the magnets
and once you get past all the mechs, what's the heart of the game? And it's those coffin hurry ups,
or Blackened on the remastered.
Sure.
Sorry.
It very well might be Blackened on the remastered. I'm definitely haven't gotten to it, so I have no idea what the multi-ball is like. The game looks sick though. Like the art on this,
beautiful.
I can't describe enough how this is what I wanted Metallica to look like.
Right.
All along.
Playfield looks good, and then check out the LE. The LE, which is the foily, you've got the dead the dead female angel skeleton on the side. You've got some cool beast with Metallica. Like this is
that's Lady Justice. Buddy.
Lady Justice. There we go. I don't. It's so funny. I actually really like this machine. I don't like Metallica. I have never really liked Metallica, but I have played so much Metallica pinball. I at least know the music now, and it no longer bothers me. But this game is no. I say that, but realize that I still hate Iron Maiden.
I know.
No matter how many times I've played Iron Maiden, that guy's voice is, to me, and I know there's Iron Maiden fans out there, and to you who are fans of Iron Maiden or even Guns N' Roses. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, but those singers' voices are so wildly irritating to me. Not Metallica. Metallica I kind of got into because of the pinball machine, and this is exactly the kind of art I would have expected initially from Metallica. It is evil and beautiful in the best way possible. Even like right below the flippers here with the skull that has tusks coming out of it and cool wings coming off the side, like it's everything I would have expected. There's Cerberus right there. There's a dog with 3 heads on one. Like it's mean looking, and that's exactly what Metallica needed to be. And I really enjoy this game. I like this version of Metallica so much better than the original because of the code. And we haven't talked about it yet, but the animations are sick.
Yeah.
They are beautiful.
No, they look really, really good. And I think it's just because it's very simplistic. I mean, there is actual concert footage in there too, right?
Sure. Yeah, there's concert footage,
Okay.
but like when you get into Snake, and it's not just a picture that's been slightly animated from think like Avengers Infinity Quest, like the worst type of Flash style art.
I know.
Stern seems done with that. And Metallica Remastered was actual black and white cool animations where the snake tries to take a bite out of you, or like it's badass in a way that I never like. There was a period of my life where I really got into new metal, and and I went and saw Limp Bizkit a couple of years ago when he was in Fort Collins or in Loveland, I'd say. So there was a period of my time where I was like, yeah, I like this kind of music. That died very quickly. To this day, though, Tool, I'll never not go see Tool if they come visit. It's this nails it. This nails the aesthetic I would expect, and the game feels like Metallica when you're playing it, and it's badass in a way that no band will ever achieve ever again. And this game embodied it. It's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, so do we really need to talk about the casual progression? I guess we probably should. Because
let's do it.
It's a little different than it was before, at least for progression-wise.
Sure.
Right?
Progression's a pass. Success.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a pass down all the way down the line. With
Honestly, casual, like you're walking up to Metallica, you would not walk up to this machine to play it if you weren't a fan of Metallica. So that's probably the biggest negative, is that it's a Gen X band that maybe crosses over into early millennials, but outside of that, there's likely not a large audience for Metallica as a band or the music that they create.
Yeah. Yeah, and so obviously with if they're remaking the game, if they're remastering the game, then they had something right the first time around.
Sure.
Maybe not everything right, but they had something right.
No, Metallica's up there. It was a great game to begin with. It just had a couple of issues that weren't really, I feel like, issues with the code. It's just what we've come to understand as being wood choppy from the era that the game came from. It just
totally
the idea of mini wizard modes wasn't really there at that time.
No, I get it. All right, so and casuals are gonna like it too. It's just a very straightforward, no nonsense. Like just you see the guy, the big old guy in the middle, hit him a bunch, you'll get a multi-ball.
All right, what do we got next, Paul?
All right, next up on the list, we're winding down here. I don't know if Metallica Remastered had a Spike 3 menu system, but this next Spike 2 does. January of 2025, Dungeons & Dragons. Design team, we have Brian Eddy, and coding department, we have Dwight Sullivan and Elizabeth Gietzke.
Right. And so Elizabeth had jumped in to help out with Jaws. And that was the first time that I had ever come across any of Elizabeth's code in Stern Pinball.
Yeah, I think she was a little bit more hands-on with a lot of the maybe rules designs. I think she is an actual coder herself, is able to write physical code for the game as opposed to just rules concepts. But I think she's very well versed in both. Is everything that I've heard. Dungeons and Dragons, though, main features, general impressions of the game. It's Dungeons and Dragons. You can level up. This is what Brian, Eddie, and Dwight were kind of building up to all along, especially Dwight, more so, I guess, than
TMNT,
than Brian,
Venom, D&D. Like, finally did it.
Even Mando with your shop.
A little bit. Sure. Yeah. We'll do that.
So it's a level up system. It I don't know. It all carries over. It's just what Venom was and all the other games that we said, but even more so. So, if Venom didn't sell, then surely it'll work this time, right?
Right. So we've got the cool save your progress mechanic, but even more so and really embedded in the idea of pen and paper D&D, there's different quests you can go on, and there's some complexity based on the locations that you travel to. In fact, I'm going to bring it up over here. I've put together some charts on that actually started with Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, oh my God, who's in the room behind me? Was that Paul? But yeah, there's a lot going on in Dungeons and Dragons, enough to the point where I felt like I needed to chart some of this out so that way I could keep track of what actually was happening and how you could make your way to characters like Samaster or Balinor. And that's all we're at right now. We only have Samaster and Balinor in the game. And I haven't checked to see if we've gotten any updates, but I do know there are some bugs in the. Say it again.
I don't think we have gotten any
updates since the most recent release of Balinor. So I know there's some bugs in the game. We still have some issues with some characters crashing in certain circumstances, but jumping back over here to the Pro and the LE versions of this game, like it captured Dungeons and Dragons in animations, in the callouts, in the play field, and how the rule sets are structured. Is there, from your point of view as somebody who has played a decent amount of Dungeons and Dragons, Paul, do you feel like they captured what the core of the soul of Dungeons and Dragons is?
If the core and soul of Dungeons and Dragons is that it's going to take about 6 months to complete, then they definitely nailed it.
Nailed.
So, what this game is missing is a fast lock system.
It is the game slows down drastically based on how it moves the ball around, especially as you hit it under the mountains over here, and then it kicks the ball out, and then it slowly eventually drops the ball so you can hit either the inner or outer orbit or the inner ramp. I don't know what you call that ramp shot.
The side ramp?
Side ramp. There you go. Side ramp.
Sorry. If you're Dwight, then it's a center ramp.
Center ramp. Got it. We'll go with center ramp. That's fine.
No, that's incorrect. It is a side ramp.
Got it. We'll go with the side ramp then. We have the outer loop and the side ramp, all available from the upper flipper, along with this captive ball, very similar to. What's the name of that game? We just look Foo Fighters, and then you have a spinner, a half inch in front of a scoop.
Yep. You have a dragon as well.
Sure.
Dragon spits the ball on the premium and LE.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a lot to like about this game. Unfortunately, all the things to not like about the game lie within the physical playfield that you can't change.
Got it. So for the first time, seemingly in the conversations we've had around Dwight games, your frustration is more with the layout than the code from Dwight.
Yeah, it's just boring, man. It's
Okay, no. Let's dive into that. You've got 3 stand-up targets underneath the dragon here. To the left of that, you've got a left orbit that also has a ramp that drops down that turns that orbit into a ramp that feeds then your right in lane. To the left of that, you've got a shot with a gate that has a ball kick out that shoots it across the playfield. You've also got a center ramp, aka the side ramp. You've got an outer orbit that's loopable. You have a captive ball. You have a scoop with a spinner in front of it. You've got this impossible to hit,
that shot is kind of hard.
like a horseshoe shot to the left of the right ramp. You've got the right ramp, then you've got the right orbit. Plus, you've got
which has a magnet in it,
which has a magnet. Yep, thank you. And you've got a shot underneath the right flipper, a la the Star Trek. So all of those shots that I just described, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of boring. Explain that.
They're all really easy to hit. Like, there's no challenge here.
Okay.
There is challenge. There's a challenge with a couple of different shots. I think the upper loop is a little bit more challenging than the side ramp. The horseshoe is arguably the hardest shot in the game.
Yep. In a lot of versions, that's backhandable pretty easily.
Yeah, ours was backhandable at one point. I don't think it is anymore. It's extremely tight right now to do it. So yeah, here's the problem on the game, and we won't be the first people to say it by any means. There's by far and wide a lot of agreement. Let's talk about bailout shots on the game. Okay, so bailout shot, if you're not familiar with that term, is like, oh, the ball's out of control, or I just need to slow the ball down. What do I shoot for? I'm having trouble with this horseshoe shot, and I just need to shoot something to kind of get back into the game or into the mode. What are my bailout shots? Well, that's going to usually depend on what flipper you're on. So let's start with the hardest one, which is the upper flipper. Probably the easiest shot in the entire game is that side ramp.
Or the center ramp, as Dwight would call it.
Okay, so here's why it's not a center ramp. I understand Dwight's reasoning of, the center ramp.
It's not the left, it's not the right, it's the center.
Yeah, the side ramp happens to appear in between where the left ramp and the right ramp are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what if Brian Eddy decided to make that the center ramp, as Dwight would call it, much lower in the game, and maybe shove over the left ramp a little closer to the center? Is that still the center ramp? Is the left ramp now the center ramp in the confusing ass way that I just described it?
Sure, yeah.
It's listen. If a ramp is only accessible from a side flipper, it is a side ramp.
I'm okay with that. What happens if there's 2 ramps available from the side flipper?
Then you're gonna have to describe the layout to me a little bit better as
Okay.
far as what to call what. But ultimately, you have a bailout shot with your side ramp. So that's the go-to there. If you're on the left flipper, what's your bailout shot? I would say the center spinner.
Center spinner, for sure.
Okay. If you're on the right flipper, what's your bailout shot? Well, you now have options. You can either do the center spinner again or the catapult shot.
Whatever that is.
The Fizmo's shop shot, the mimic shot, the treasure chest shot.
All of those things.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And those are all fine. Okay. But we just got rated. Thanks, Pink Ninja Man.
Pink Ninja Man.
Yeah. Welcome. We're wrapping up. We're almost done here, guys. This is the second to last game.
Penultimate.
On Spike to the End of an Era. But so the problem with all these bailout shots is that
they slow the game down?
They slow the game down. It takes a while for the ball to get back to the flipper if the game doesn't stop the ball entirely. So, yeah, it's if you're the most often hit shot on the game, at least when I play, is that Fizmo's shop, which the ball will it doesn't fire the ball out of there fast enough. And when it does, then it fires it up to the upper flipper where a magnet grabs it after that. So I hit a shot and then was waiting to play, and then the game did a little thing, and then I was waiting to play, and then I hit the side ramp.
Now, you are talking about the fact that there so much happens in this game where the ball ends up getting slowed down, which slows down gameplay. You had the opportunity to bring this up to Dwight while we were in Chicago.
We did.
And what happened as a result?
Nothing.
No. It got added. It's so there is now a ball time, a programmable ball time for drop from magnet. Yeah, it got added into the game with the most recent version.
Fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah.
What about the? I'm gonna go mess around with that tomorrow. So, what about the kick out though? Is that
the kick out? No, because he couldn't adjust that because you have to wait for the time for the ball to settle.
Yeah.
Before it can kick it out. But the magnet is a programmable amount of time, and you can lessen it.
I want to turn it off, dude.
So it just shoots it out and then comes down naturally.
Yeah.
That actually would work out pretty well.
Because there's also an adjustment on the game for how fast the ball fires out of there. So, yeah, you can tone down the ball firing, and so the ball just barely kicks it up there, and then turn off the magnet. And instantly, I'm wanting to mess around with this. And try.
It's in the code. That was your conversation with Dwight and Jeff from Dirty Pool.
Yeah,
that led to
Jeff.
that getting.
It was. I'm not going to take any credit for that. I was just being a cheerleader for Jeff.
Okay.
Is all that was. So, okay. So that's more promising, but I don't know. Does the ball really got to take all that long to settle from the center spinner?
You might save a half a second. Oh, no, the center spinner, there's really nothing to do about that. You have to wait for the ball to settle. It kicks up, eventually makes its way back.
Does it take all that long for it to settle, though?
They do testing. In fact, Dwight told us that they tested like the average settle time, and then they have to account for situations where it doesn't settle as well, and that basically they've figured out the quickest amount of time that results in the highest level of success, the highest level success rate without any unnecessary delay. So
I feel like there's a mod.
Figured that out.
I feel like there's a mod for now the Fizmo's shop. The kick out for that is a little bit more of a saucer type of mech, but the center spinner vuck is a scoop.
Right.
A full-on scoop, and I think you could probably do something with some sort of materials inside that scoop to make the ball just settle. Mm-hmm. But even after that, it's just going to take forever. So, it doesn't matter how soon or slow the ball settles. I feel like they just needed to have a sensor in a different spot to be like, yeah, okay, once it hits this sensor for this many milliseconds, it's settled.
So what's your thought in terms of competition play?
Not good.
Not good. Why do you say not good?
It's kind of linear. Everybody ends up going into Arabelle typically right off the bat.
Okay.
There's not any real way around that. But
does Arabelle have the dog one?
Yep, Arabelle's got the dog one, which is actually dog shit compared to the amount of points that you're going to get from Dragon Multi-Ball. It's so incredibly unbalanced.
Got it. Okay, so competition play, it's another Dwight game. The focus that he puts on progression is huge, not so much on balance play for scoring in tournaments. And you're seeing that in Dragon Multi-Ball. By being successful in Dragon Multi-Ball, you can put up a lot more points than you can in
doing a lot of work on anything else. If you get into the dungeon crawl on this game, during a tournament, you are screwed.
Got it.
You've put yourself in jail by getting into dungeon crawl.
Okay.
On this. So there's it kind of goes both ways, but in not very fun ways of, if I do Dragon Multi-Ball, then I will just instantly win. If nobody else got a Dragon Multi-Ball, but played 15 different modes, Pink
Ninja Man saying, did they buff the dungeon crawl in recent code?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. Hopefully they fixed all this. Like I said, a lot of that stuff can be fixed and probably has been. Because I don't know. The latest big update came out with, what was it, Balinor?
Yeah. Balinor here.
Yeah, so I unlocked these
guys.
No, I unlocked the character.
Is it the ranger or the barbarian?
It's a barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yep.
Okay. So,
and I haven't played it since. So
competition play, got it. Maybe not so great right now. Unbalanced. That's unlikely to change. Just knowing Dwight and how he codes things. But what about casuals? This is Dungeons and Dragons. It's been around since the 70s or the 80s. It's become wildly popular, especially because of the movie most recently with Chris Pine and others. There's a resurgence of pen and paper style role playing games that we're in like an RPG renaissance right now. How is this for casuals?
I think it's great for casuals,
even with this complexity. You think it's still like is it just the license that is pulling people in, or are people actually able, when they walk up, to understand what's happening here on the map?
Well, I think there's a little bit of an intro with it that didn't really necessarily happen with, or wasn't immediately apparent with Venom, right?
Got it.
Venom's the closest kind of code-wise in comparison. So, yeah, when I think of Venom, I think we've mentioned this on a previous podcast or on one of your other streams. When I think of Venom, I don't necessarily think of leveling up. I do with Dungeons and Dragons.
Interesting.
So
okay.
People are seeing this, all the Stern Insider connected stuff. It's advertised on every screen.
Sure. And it's Dungeons and Dragons, but by definition, anyone who's played it understands the leveling component associated with it.
Yeah. So, if I get this account, then I can level up my character. That's really cool. And if I'm leveling up my character, you mean the game carries over from game to game?
Yeah, you can bring your level 8 wizard into a game on location 1,000 miles away from your home.
Yeah, so I think Stern Insider is a bigger sell on this game for casual players than it has been on any other. Not to say that, Venom didn't already do something quite similar to that, but it wasn't as marketable as it is on Dungeons and Dragons here.
Yep. Okay. And then in terms of progression, this game, I'm going to jump in and say it's a win. It's a big win. The fact that it all exists like this, that once again, you have the Dwight moments. So,
this game cares way more about progression than it does about
points.
high scores or points at all.
Exactly. I think this game is so much fun. I do think it similarly suffers, though, from the once I've unlocked all the characters, why do I need to own this game? In fact, I love D&D. I love the theme. I actually like playing this game. I know that the layout's kind of simple, but I really enjoyed it. And at no point do I think I would ever buy this game and own it, but I do think I would rent it for another 3 months and then probably never need to play it again once the code is done.
Yeah. It will not have me coming back to it
at some point.
Yeah, at a certain point. Because I didn't even know about the update on the menu stuff. So haven't touched it. I heard somebody in chat was saying a few seconds ago they fixed the dungeon crawl entrapment thing. So apparently that's not as bad. I'm just complaining a lot about old things that I didn't like, apparently, and I have no idea. about, but that's because I left and I just haven't been back yet.
It is thematically on point, though,
Totally.
to go into a dungeon and either you die or you're successful and you crawl out. Be it in D&D or even something like Diablo. Like there's
Right, but thematically at that point, the game should have been called Dungeons or Dragons.
well done. Okay, so D&D, it's a fail success, and I think D&D was also a big win for Stern. Like this, I know from the few distributors I've spoken to that there was a while where D&D was hard to get a hold of. So this sold more than the average game for them.
I think it was also a win with Stern for the licensor relationship as well, because from what I understand, they have the entire bestiary from Wizards of the Coast.
Well, it used to be Wizards of the Coast. Now it's Hasbro.
I mean, it still says Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, okay.
So now you're dealing with the toy company as opposed to WotC.
Gotcha. All right, we got
last one. This is it.
Anything else?
I'm good. I like D&D, but I've played so much D&D over the past 25 years that thematically it hits really well for me.
Okay.
But Paul, I know the last game, and this is it. This is all of Spike 2. This is the very last one ever made on the Spike 2 platform. We're jumping into King Kong.
That's right. April of 2025. Design team Keith Elwin and Rick Nagel. Those two go hand in hand. They're two peas in pod. So yeah, we have King Kong, another weird ass layout. This is so this game shoots like X-Men wants to.
Yes. X-Men wanted not only the uniqueness of King Kong, but the flowiness that King Kong was able to achieve.
Yeah. X-Men ends up with a little clunk. It's not terribly clunky. I guess.
No, I wouldn't call X-Men clunky. It's just not like X-Men would have been awesome if Kong didn't so quickly follow it up.
Yeah.
And achieve.
This thing's buttery smooth.
It's awesome. And I was going to ask your opinion, but I'm sorry, I got to go first. Like, I think King Kong is the second coming of Jurassic Park. I think this is Elwin's second best, and depending on code, this could surpass Jurassic Park for me.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's always going to be Godzilla. So
sure.
I don't know why, but I don't know. This one initially. Because you and I were at the
launch,
mm-hmm. the media day launch, and I think a lot of things were happening at Pinball Jones at the time. So, Dune had come out,
right.
was announced like a day before.
Harry Potter, like a week after.
Yep. So there was a lot of games coming out, and so between Dune. Which the owner of Pinball Jones is a massive fan of. Just the, Dune, the story in general. And then Harry Potter was kind of a no-brainer license to get. And so we went to Stern, and I walked into the room looking for a reason to tell him to not buy this game. Because IPs, the licenses sell is
right,
really what it comes down to. And we played it, and I couldn't come up with a reason not to get this game. So we have a King Kong. We don't currently have a Harry Potter yet.
Now, Kong has both the Pro and the Premium and the LE. Mm-hmm. I think we all agreed that the Pro was the right version of this to purchase. The more time I've spent, though, playing Premiums and Pros, I go even further to say I actively dislike the Premium and LE version of this game, at least the gameplay, as to how it plays differently from the Pro.
Okay. What in particular is making you dislike it?
The gong. The
gong.
physical gong not only rejected so often, and it really made things difficult at the media event. There are times when you'd hit it and go. There was a lot of question as to whether or not I was getting the appropriate credit for hitting the gong shot when it was lit. And I know just in reading some online forums that the gong is still problematic even today, and the pro just doesn't have it. It goes directly into the scoop. You don't have any issues with physical ball locks up at the top. None of that, man. The game just plays quick, smooth, brutal, buttery, all of those things. It's borderline perfection.
So the reason I said pro right off the bat, because Aiden was asking me, he even was kind of saying, like, we should go premium, right? And I said, no, like you know who you're talking to. I always say pro anyways, but no, I was saying, like, save your money for like Harry Potter,
which Pinball Jones still does not have.
Not yet. We're talking to flipping out. I don't know. Zach just got back from Expo, so I think he's like a little busy with, business or something.
Sure.
We haven't heard back from Zach, and who knows? Tomorrow we might switch gears and just say Beetlejuice instead for all of it. The main reason for me that I said pro is because the train car. The physical ball lock train car covers up the coolest part of the game.
Yeah, the kickback.
Yeah, the Cineswirl kickback shot.
It's this guy right here. So you hit this right orbit, it loops around, hits this kickback, and then it kicks it all the way back around. And on the LE, you don't get to see any of that. You just hit it, and the ball comes back out.
Boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it loses its effect.
Yeah.
When you do that. So, and what does the train do for you? Oh, he just dumps out the
physical ball lock, and then it dumps it out. It's an interesting moment. To me, it's not worth it.
No, it's not. What else do you lose on sculpts?
You also, you lose the bouncing spider from the LE,
sure,
but that doesn't do anything.
I mean, it affects it minorly. It's a magnet anyways. It's chaotic.
Exactly.
So like what's more chaos or less depending on, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of almost like the flat plastic biplane over the actual sculpted biplane. I thought it was really cool how they
feels like Indiana Jones.
In a little bit of a way. And then I guess moving Kong. That doesn't.
Yep, no moving Kong, and I'm okay with that.
I guess Kong will trap the ball for a second, but ultimately it's not affecting gameplay.
Nope.
When it really comes down to it, but the steepest ramp in Pinball on this thing on both copies. Just overall, just going back to general impressions of it. That side ramp is crazy nuts. I still feel like I'm learning combos on this game. There's just so
many
crazy
and
many
the flow
ways to do it.
Is insane. Like, you can just hit shot after combo shot after comboed shot, and it feels like you're hitting different things the entire time. But I'm really curious. Have you played this since they enabled gate crash? Since that came out in the code, have you played it since then?
I mean, I've played the game since then. I noticed the other day that gate crash was available but locked, or was on the screen, but it was locked for me. Yeah,
you have to play all the other scenes, and then once you're done, you get into gate crash. And the rules on that. The reason I bring it up is because I want to ask you what you think of competitive play, but gate crash now has to be the new goal to get into, because I put up a 550 million single jackpot.
Oh wow! Okay.
In gate crash, it was amazing. It felt awesome, and on top of that, I don't like going for points, but this game got me excited to go for a massive jackpot because it required so much progression to get there.
Okay.
So Now I'm going to ask the question with the knowledge, of course, that they added a whole new mode, which is so wonderfully dependent on progression to make it worth points. What do you think of King Kong for competition play?
It's fine. I don't personally like I don't know. There's a lot of rules I don't like on it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Give an example of a rule you don't like for competition play.
Well, it's not so much the rules, it's the way the game is communicating with me.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, it's not immediately apparent to anyone
that you have to hit the drop targets in King Kong multi-ball?
Yeah. No, that you have to hit the drop targets to light locks. Even.
Oh, yeah, right. You know it's there, but it's actually it's really tough to see that and understand it. Honestly, it'd be the same way in Iron Maiden, though.
I guess. Yeah, sure. Thematically, though, like, I don't know, even Iron Maiden says lock in front of one of those drop targets, right?
Sure. I mean, it says it right there.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's like light something lock.
Okay. Fair enough. I digress on that.
No. But the artwork on this, which I love busy artwork, but that's a point against, is that there's so much going on that you literally don't know where to look for to light the locks in the game.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I like busy artwork too. I don't like. How many inserts do we have on the game? Do we want to count?
No,
because there's a
not
lot.
At 12:43 a.m.
There's a lot here, dude.
There's a lot. There's so much going on.
Yeah. This thing is Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese playfield.
Okay. So competition, I'm hearing either meh or fail.
No, it's better than that. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
Overall, like I can take an unbiased view of it and realize that it is a good tournament game.
Okay, so it's a pass.
No. At the same time, I don't know. It plays too long, dude.
Okay,
it's
interesting.
A long ass player.
It is a very long playing game.
So for that reason, it's bad. The rules is fine, but for the length amount of time that it takes to play this thing, it's
okay. We're gonna fail on competition.
I can't put it in a if I was doing a big annual tournament, I can't do that.
Is there anything you can do with the outlane posts to make it harder, so that way it's not as long of a playing game?
I mean, sure, I can take out the center post as well. Believe it or not, this thing has a center post. But that's not gonna stop people from getting to the two upper flippers and just hanging out up top all day long.
Got it. Okay, so we're gonna leave this as a fail on competition. And honestly, it also sounds like from your perspective, it's not really fixable. Like this is always going to be something you're hesitant to want to focus on in tournaments, because you put 4 good players on this game, they're going to be playing it for 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, I can't end that event, at a reasonable time for all my players.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And that's the only reason why. That's it.
Progression. I want to give this a massive pass.
Massive pass.
Love everything about the progression on this game. I'm going to show some charts. You can feel free to call me a nerd over there, but there are 6 different areas that you need to focus on in order to get to Eighth Wonder. Some of them are going on in the background at all times. Some of them you have to focus on. This is a fantastic game. This is another Elwyn progression, knock it out of the park. Seemingly balanced, but as you pointed out, it's a very long playing game, and you for sure feel that as you're playing it. And then, what do you think about casuals?
They're gonna like it just fine. Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's a super huge
license
win for people. It's also, I don't know. I've noticed with like X-Men, the weirder games get, the more hesitant casuals are.
Interesting.
To go up to it.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't know. I think it ends up becoming intimidating. For a casual, most of the time the appeal of playing pinball is, oh, where's the ball gonna go?
Right.
And then they look at King Kong and oh shit, where's the
I don't know where the ball's gonna go. I have that same problem with Godzilla, Paul.
It's not that bad.
Godzilla's the worst. I think Kong, I can anticipate where the ball's gonna go. Godzilla, no, I just can't. I want this game. I'm losing King Kong on the 18th. This was a rental from a friend, and I would like to own King Kong. I think this game how awesome this game is justifies keeping it in house for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I think once we get to code complete on this, it's going to be
BA.
Just like what you're saying. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's an Elwin. So what's Elwin's worst? Avengers?
Yeah, probably Avengers. I know there's a lot of people who really don't like Jaws just because of how wood choppy it seems to get later. But yeah, I'd probably say Avengers.
I'm not a huge fan of Jaws. I like Avengers better than Jaws, but I'm talking about the masses, not
probably Avengers.
Me, but okay, well, yeah, I don't know, but I think there's a big step between Iron Maiden and Jurassic Park, for example. I mean, for you especially, there's a big gap between those two. But that's because Iron Maiden's like his earlier game.
It's
right?
such a good game, though. One. Don't get me wrong. Like, for me, I would go JP, Kong, and Iron Maiden. Those three games, and Kong and JP are super close. Iron Maiden is a distance behind, but it's still way up here at the top, as opposed to Godzilla, which for me comes down, and I know that nobody agrees with that sentiment, and that's perfectly fine. And then Avengers is in the other room.
Wait, what?
Avengers is so far below even Godzilla.
Oh.
Like, Avengers is so far away, it's in the other room.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's, I don't know, that's more of a code design thing, though, right?
I think so. Yeah, I actually really enjoy that layout. I think it's a very fun shooter. I just don't like playing the game.
That's fair. I don't know. That's interesting because keep in mind, Keith took a back seat on that one for scheduling reasons, I think. So he was not as involved on the rules as he usually is on Avengers. But did we ever do a breakdown here of who we had on design overall?
Oh, no, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to. We're already 10 till 1 a.m. in the morning here. I'm not going to draw this out, but I guess I'll give you one guess. Who do you think had the most designed? Who was the biggest designer? Who designed the most games?
Out of everything we said from Spike 2, I would go with Borg or Elwin.
Yeah, you pretty much. Well, you're going to have to pick one.
I'm going to go with Elwin.
Elwin. Okay. Yeah, you're correct. So Elwin with 7, John Borg with 6, Brian Eddy with 4, George Gomez with 4 as well, Steve Ritchie with 3, Jack Danger with 2, Dennis Nordman with 1, and Elliot Eisman with 1.
Okay.
Who do you think was on the most coding teams?
Ooh.
This one's a little more interesting.
Interesting.
We got a tie. I mean, there's a lot of names, and some of these aren't names that you hear all the time.
No, it's definitely not Tanyo. It could be Dwight, but actually, I'm going to go with Ray Day.
Ray Day. Ray Day's tied for second. So I guess the biggest hint here is second place is 6 games. First place is 7. So it's Mike Kizavat since Mike's on Rick Nagel is on every Elwin.
Oh,
game,
got
right?
it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So, but it's a 2-way tie between Mike Kizavat and Rick Nagel.
Okay.
With 7 each. Then next we have Dwight, Raymond, and Wason, each with 6. Dean Grover and Lonnie D. Rapp, along with Mike Vinicor, Tim Sexton, all with 5. Corey Stupp with 4. Lyman Sheets with 3. Brett Rubin and Elizabeth Kieske with 2, along with Tanyo Kleiss. And then Brian Eddy as a coder.
Really?
and at least on the coding team, I forget which one that was on. And then Mark Pinacho, both with 1 each. So, that about wraps it up here. No more Spike 2s. I don't know, impressions overall? Do you think, where do you think they found their stride? Did they hold on to it?
They did, for sure. King Kong was a massive success for Spike 2. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that wasn't the start of Spike 3. Guardians of the Galaxy was another great early Spike 2. Black Knight, honestly, was, I think, a success. It did what it was supposed to do with the Pro, at least. I think Spike 2 was great for them. What are your thoughts?
Well, sure. Overall, Spike 2 is without a doubt a great system for them. That's why they kept it for nearly a decade.
Right.
But there was a kind of a bigger stumble there towards the end between John Wick and X-Men.
Sure.
So I don't know if they necessarily kept the stride as consistently as they wanted to, but I think where they really found their stride was with Godzilla.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that might have been a timing thing too. That was kind of COVID times when everyone we had survived a year or two at that point of being in just COVID times of heavy quarantines, or there's always a risk of contagion and all this and that, and so I think it was just a more of a product of the time. I don't know. Godzilla was such a lightning in a bottle game.
It really was. Wouldn't surprise me to find out that Godzilla has sold maybe a number of copies close to something like Addams Family.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. They're going to be everywhere forever.
Right.
And that's, I don't know. I'm happy to say I don't own one because of that, because they're not.
Yeah, because every place is always going to have one. Now, we've got another podcast coming up soon here where we're going to have to go over recent additions, I feel like, or recent changes. We never went over Winchester House. Beetlejuice is coming out Friday. I said tomorrow, but for whatever reason, I thought it was already Thursday. And also The Walking Dead Remastered was released. So
do we have to talk about it?
I'm sorry. I know. Well, hopefully we've got some gameplay so we can at least understand what was added to justify remastering The Walking Dead when they didn't get any licenses and they didn't go I comic book artwork on
I can talk about it very quickly if you want.
Not now.
Right, but you could make it a short type of thing. I don't have much to say on Walking Dead. It's not black and white. It looks like Tron. That's it.
Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging with us this evening. This has been another close to 3-hour podcast as we finished up the rest of Spike 2. We did it. We're done. It's a high five moment.
Yeah,
Paul.
Don't let me suggest any more topics.
That was good. That was really good. I'm glad we went through all 28 Spike 2 games bit by bit.
Yeah. Maybe we took a little too long on some. Definitely that midsection was pretty bulky.
My question is, do you have a dad joke for us?
Oh shit!
To end tonight.
Give me a second.
All right. Y'all, I think we actually did pretty good there at the end of keeping up with chat. I think so. I'm just going back through it right now. Yeah. I think we did pretty good. Once again, Pink Ninja Man, thank you so much for the raid. And if you're just joining us, I'm George. That's Paul back behind me. This is one of our This is one of our Basement Dads Pinball podcast episodes. We're on season 2 right now. This will be episode 5. Hoping to get this published before the weekend. That would be fantastic. And this is part 3 of our series on Spike to the End of an Era. Paul, you got that joke for us?
Yeah, I do. What do you call getting run through with a spiked pole?
I don't know, Paul. What do you call that?
A very painful experience.
Paul, if people wanted to get in contact with you, how would they go about doing that?
Instagram, probably. So that I am pbj.pinballjones. Also streaming pretty frequently, or regularly, I should say, on Twitch these days. Just got the foot cam hooked up again. So that's usually on Tuesdays from open to close, which is 5 to 6. And then when we do have league seasons running, I'll stream those on Wednesdays as well, along with our monthly tournaments. We'll try and stream those too, first Sunday of every month, starting at 2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Cool. And my name is George. If you guys want to get in contact with me, similarly stream Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday on Don't Panic Flip. That's the channel you're currently watching right now, be it YouTube, Facebook, X, or Twitch. In addition, if you guys want to check out the podcast, I'm going to post a link to it here. It's called Basement Dads Pinball Podcast. We've got a decent array of episodes at this point. We're in season 2. This episode that we just finished recording will once again be episode 5. Should have it out by this weekend. Feel free to subscribe so you get notifications as podcasts go out. Paul, thank you again for coming over. And everyone out there, please make sure to, what's that phrase? Be good and be sure to tip over your waitress or something along those lines. I don't know. It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. I got nothing else.
Tip over your waitress?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks.